Good morning, everybody. I'm Roy Holman here in Everett, Washington. I just want to share what I've been hearing about what's going on with the new president. And I invite you all to take a deep breath. If you are open to hearing my opinion, hang with me. I'll try to keep this under 10 minutes. If you do not want to hear what I have to say, just delete now and please don't send me any nasty email or notes. I've been hearing from a lot of people who are truthers who are seeing what's going on behind the scenes, and many of them are getting attacked. So let's just remember that 99% of us want the same thing. So we want what's best. I have compassion for those who feel that Biden is the guy for the job. He's not. Once you understand more about who he is and who he works for, really, you'll be happy. This is really good news I have today. We do not have a president. My understanding is we do not have a president right now. I watched the whole surreal inauguration yesterday, and I'm going to just tell you what I'm hearing. There's a couple things. It could be both of these. I'm not really sure, so I'm just telling you what I've heard is that once he took the oath yesterday, he basically Biden became guilty of treason under the military code 11.3. The military has a responsibility to remove him, basically. So the military is in control of our country. That's because of the election, foreign interference in our presidential election. There's plenty of proof now. That's going to come out now. With China mostly, but Italy, Iran, and to a certain extent Germany and Spain, maybe even Canada, that were interfering in the election. That's going to be shown very clearly pretty soon, and that shows that Biden was involved. So that means the military takes control of the country it's according to the DNI report, foreign interference in an election. That's part of it. The other part is apparently some weird stuff that we've been actually not a republic for over 100 years. We've been a corporation, I think under the crown, if I understood right. That got absolved apparently at 12:01 a.m. the morning of the election, and that means that Biden became the president of nothing. So we're going to be reestablished as a republic. The military is not cooperating or even communicating with Biden at this point. He's kind of on his own. I think he can pass some civilian laws and stuff, but he can't do anything on the military front. He won't get any support. You saw maybe a few things that were kind of hints of this. Biden had to take a private plane to the inauguration to Washington, D.C. That's the first time that's happened, apparently. They usually send a government plane, of course. But nope, didn't get that. The motorcade, when Biden was leaving, most of the soldiers, I'd say at least 75%, turned their back to him. Very interesting. What else happened? So Christopher Miller and Peter Gaynor are apparently in charge of the country right now, or the military. I don't know if he was even going to be inaugurated. The plan was to remove him immediately, but I think it got delayed, is what I'm understanding. That was my hunch, and then somebody confirmed that. We'll see. Melania Trump also put something out about it was delayed. The plan was to take over the emergency broadcast system and black out the media. But the cabal, the deep state, are very clever. We have to understand that there's a war going on. So they blocked that. So we got to remember they're very deep and very clever, and they have a lot of tentacles out. And they know this is coming. Did you see the inauguration? I don't know how you felt about it. By the way, one source said it was pre-recorded because they were trying to avoid being arrested or any violence. I'm not sure how they could get away with that exactly, but we heard that before, that could happen, and that's apparently what happened. Somebody said they saw it 10 hours before it happened over in Spain. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I do know this. Watching, and what I know, and then watching the inauguration, it was so surreal. I mean, it was disgusting, too, because I know who these people are now, unfortunately, how many criminals were in that bunch there, and they were nervous. I could see it and feel it. They were not sure, even if they were pre-recording, if they would be arrested on the spot. and I think they know that unless they can hide, they will be arrested any day now. That's what I feel. That's what we've been hearing about. Let's see what else. If you look at the energy of Trump as he was leaving office, which was pretty upbeat and full of excitement about where we're going, the best is yet to come and all. And then you look at the energy of the inauguration, with a couple exceptions. The woman did the nice poem, and Garth Brooks was all excited and stuff. But mostly it was really uncomfortable, almost like a funeral. Very, very, very strange and surreal to me. So the Pentagon is in control, apparently. They're not communicating or cooperating. I'm just seeing if there's any other notes here. But basically, that's what I'm hearing. So let's see what plays out here. I think in the next few days, we're going to see this exposed. Biden is not apparently our president, nor will he ever be our president. And what I'm understanding, after this all gets sorted out, we'll get stages of truth. We won't get to the real hideous stuff till later because people have to get over the shock. But apparently March 4th is what I'm hearing, that we might have Trump re-inaugurated as for his second term. And again, if that sounds crazy, of course Antifa, Black Lives Matter are going to go bananas. And I see they're going crazy even right now. So it makes you wonder who they work for, which is the deep state, and what they want is chaos. They want civil war. They don't really care who gets in there in a sense. But when you find out who Biden really works for, you're going to be happy about all this. And when you find out who Trump really is and why the deep state and the mainstream media, same thing, they work for the deep state, why they needed you to hate Trump, why we've had an intense, over 4-year campaign to program us to hate him. We're all programmed. I'm not saying you. We've all been intensely programmed here. So you've got to turn the mainstream media off if you want to get over being lied to and not be traumatized too bad by what's coming. This whole thing in Washington, D.C. on the 6th. I'm going to do a separate little thing about that, but that was a whole psyop too, a whole setup with a lot of Antifa and some officers involved and et cetera, but that was to build up hatred of Trump and make sure we get him out of there and get him impeached so he can't run in 4 years because they're terrified him. He's actually a man of integrity. You may not know that, but when you hear how smart he is and what he's been doing to take back our country, you're going to be changing your mind on Mr. Trump, I promise you. So I think that's about it. Hang in there. We'll see what happens. But I think over the next few days here, we should get clear on what I'm saying here. We'll see, huh? Hang in there. The main thing is to pray. Keep your heart open. Keep the energy up. Fear is not a healthy vibration for you, for each of us, but also for the big picture. Keep the energy up and keep the faith and stay home. Apparently, they're inevitably, when you're taking down a huge beast like the cabal, the deep state, there's going to be some violence. There has to be, unfortunately. So pray for our troops and pray for the highest good for all. Thank you. I'm Roy Holman.